morning, Kirkwood. Today is Thursday, August 23rd, and I'm Janandra Scott. National Art Honor Society will meet every Tuesday after school in Miss Powell's room, SA4, from 2:45 to 3:45. Our first meeting is Tuesday, August 28th. Join our group on Schoology for more information. Model UN will have an informational meeting for anyone interested in joining on Wednesday, August 29th in room E2888 at 6:30 p.m. There will be snacks and a brief talk about what we will be doing this year. Now, here are your principals for a few more announcements.
Happy Thursday, folks. Today is our first homeroom day. So a couple things that we need to review for today. First of all, everybody will stay in the first portion of their homeroom. Teachers, I sent you an email this morning, just review the expectations about homerooms and guidelines. There's an informational sheet, and I forwarded the calendar. On schedule for today after at 10 o'clock. Sophomores, juniors, and seniors will be dismissed. They will be going to their class grade level meetings. Sophomores, you will be going to the Denver Miller Gym. Juniors, you will be going to the Holly Gym. And seniors, you will be going to Keating. And you will be in those meetings for the rest of the hour. If they finish early, you're just going to stay in those places, and then we will dismiss you at 10:55 to move on to fourth hour or lunch. Freshmen, you are to stay in homeroom today. Mr. Wade will come on after at 10 o'clock, and he's going to talk to you guys for about 10 minutes. So make sure that you stay tuned for that in the freshman homerooms. But other than that, just make sure that you get from place to place. Just reminders about homeroom. We don't loiter. We get from place to place. We get help where we need it. We fill out the red cards, and then we move on. Other than that, it's a great day to be a pioneer.
That's our show, Kirkwood. Freshman homeroom teachers, please tune in to hear Mr. Wade speak to the class. Thanks for watching and making a great day.
Good morning, freshmen. It's Mr. Wade, 2000 class of 22. So it's a pretty exciting beginning. We've been here an entire week now, and we've got a lot accomplished. I've been pretty proud of the beginning, and I'm excited for where we're headed. We've got a few things to cover. We're going to have some visitors that are going to be visiting with you also about some very important things, and we're going to get you back to being able to study because I know how much you want to and work so hard on your academics. First thing, remember, you have a school email. In that school email, a lot of things are sent to you that are very important, get you into Schoology, things like that. Also, you should be checking into, we have a class of 22 account where you can go into Schoology and we'll be posting things there also, like today's schedules in Schoology. But if you don't check your emails, then you're going to kind of be behind the times. It's really important that you do that. I would like to cover with you really quickly about our attendance policy. In middle school, and we covered this on the first day, but I don't know that you guys were listening because you were so excited. In middle school, you did not have an attendance policy. It wasn't that big of a deal. At Kirkwood High School, the state of Missouri has dictated that we have an attendance policy. You have to come to school to be a part of this school and get your graduation. You get 10 days absence a semester. If you reach, that's excused. If you reach 10, then we have a hearing process that we talk about why you were absent. You have 6 days of unexcused absences. If you reach the 6, you're going to be dropped from that class and put into a study block. Ms. Caprell has covered a number of times how many credits we have to graduate. The more times that you do not get credit for a class you're in, the less that opportunity presents itself to walk across the stage in May of 2022. Also, we have a tardy policy. You get 8 tardies before you start getting consequences. At 5 tardies, you're going to start getting phone calls and emails home saying you're approaching that process where you're going to get detentions. There will be an automatic. It's not 8 tardies in one class. It could be 8. It could be 1 tardy in first hour, 3 in another, and then it adds up. So you need to stay on top of that. So at this time, before I come back on, Miss Ricks is going to talk a little bit about some of the cool stuff coming up and being part of the class of 22, and then she's going to pass it on to Miss Ricks. Cindy Ricks, come on up. She'll pass it on to Miss Caprell. Here's this super cool microphone. Smile a lot.
Hi. If you are looking for a way to get involved, can they hear me?
You're perfect.
Okay. If you're looking for a way to get involved with our class, I would encourage you to find out a little bit more about class office, class committee. Class office is, we're going to have elections for class officers on the 20th during homeroom. So if you're interested in being a class officer, it's there's an application to fill out, and you can get those in Miss Denton's office or swing by my room, which is in the senior hallway. We also will have a class committee. That is a sign-up. It's a contract that you sign. Class committee and class office do all the events together. So class officers will have a little more responsibility, but we do all the activities together. This year we will have a Ford fundraiser. We will work on the hallway, which is a great way to get to know other kids and just have a really good time. We work on the hallway for 4 weekends before we decorate, and if you are not familiar with Spirit Week, it's probably the most fun we have all year. It's a great week. And we'll also probably do a fundraiser in the spring. In 2 weeks, right, September 6th, we will have an assembly. If you're in, it's you don't have to come, but if you've signed up for class office or class committee, we'd like you to be there. Or if you're just interested and you just want to find out a little more about what it's about, there will also be someone from Stuco to explain the difference between Stuco and class office and class committee. And then we will have elections on September 20th. So if you have any questions at all, please find me either at lunch or come by my room, which is in the senior hallway. Thank you. And now Ms. Caprell is going to come talk to you.
Hi guys, a few things that I wanted to talk about today. First of all, if you need to see me, you need to sign up with my secretary in our office, Mrs. McClure. She has the glass windows, and if you go through the counseling center, it's those glass windows. You stop there and ask her if you can sign in. If you need to make an appointment, if I'm not available, she can do all of those things for you. So please come see me. I am a resource for you here at the high school. Hopefully I'll help you work through some problem solving. If you have any issues that you want to talk about, have any concerns about academics, please come talk to me and I'd love to help you. At this point, class changes are really completed. We're not changing schedules, but if you still feel like you might have signed up for too many classes, if you're in 7 and you want to drop back to an academic support, you can still do that. So please come see me, or if you're in an honors section and you want to move to a regular class, a regular section, you can still do that as well. There's some paperwork involved, but you can still make class changes for those 2 reasons. We do not make teacher request changes. If you are coming to me asking for a teacher request, we will probably have to sit down with Mr. Wade and have a conversation about why you want to make that teacher change. And then coming up in September, we are going to take a South Tech field trip. So that's coming up here very quickly. So if you know about our tech school, and if you're interested in signing up for that program, or if you just want to check it out, see what it's about, please come see me so I can put you on my list to invite you to that information session and then later to the field trip. That's all I have, but if you need anything, come see me. Mr. Wade's back up.
So a couple of really important things that she talked about that I want to cover. Number one, it's just different than middle school academically. And you may have a teacher that you're struggling with or the style of their teaching. The first question I'm always going to ask if you have an issue when Ms. Caprell brings you to me is, what did the teacher say when you approached them? That's kind of scary sometimes. I know that's not the easiest thing to do, but I'm going to want you to be an independent adult someday, so that means you're going to have to own your own schedule. I'm going to encourage you or your parents to meet and talk with that teacher. After all those things, if we need to make a switch, we'll have that conversation. But part of this is about growing up. You're no longer in middle school. This is really, this counts. So it's critically important that you learn those communication skills. So make sure that you go into Ms. McClure's office, which is right by the main office, and sign up for a time to talk to Ms. Caprell. And if you're new to our building, she's probably going to reach out and you're going to get a pass. And you're going to have to meet with her anyways. So she's going to bring you down in groups. We do have about 40 kids that are new to our building that weren't in North or NIFR, which we think is really exciting having those kids from all our different private and parochial schools. Next, so in this first 7 days, the one thing I notice sometimes is when we have a lot of free time, i.e. lunch, we have a good first 10 minutes, but we lose the ability to focus for the entire 36 minutes. That means we do some silly things. I'm not going to call out names, but we might have every once in a while some food thrown, or we might chase our friends like we're back in elementary school. Part of the responsibility of high school and for Mr. Wade and for the other adults in this building to treat you like an adult is you act like an adult. When you don't act like an adult, you're forcing us to not treat you like an adult. So we can go back to those Mr. Roger neighborhood days where we have to hold your hand and walk you to class every period. But trust me, I'm way too old to do that. My conversation should only be one time, and we take those times effectively. Next, think about this. You now know which parts of our school are crowded at passing and which ones aren't. If you've got to go from Spanish all the way to journalism, that might be a haul. When the weather is nice and you can go outside, like today. Why would you not go outside if you have to travel a long way in the hallway? It avoids that. Everybody knows now the East Senior Hallway, that's a crowded place. So make sure you do a good job of understanding where you're going. If you are interested in signing up for class office, you have to give a speech. Just so you know, freshman year only, because we know sometimes it's a little bit of nervous, we videotape the speeches and we show it at our September 20th assembly. Sometimes it's harder to be in front of people, like you're not comfortable. For me, it's like, I've already said everything stupid in the world that I could ever say, so now I can just talk. But as you get involved, you'll get more confident, but sometimes as a freshman, you may not be. So we videotape your speech. You have to have a minute speech, right, Ms. Ricks? Right. And you'll do your videos down here.
And if they need help putting that together, please.
And if you need, and once we have that conversation again on the 6th, anybody that's interested might want to decorate the hall or be involved and be in leadership positions. The 6th of September is a perfect time just to come listen. We're not going to keep you very long, but we're going to talk about what the difference is and what it is to be. And again, you've never been to a different high school, so you don't understand how great this high school is and being a part of our spirit of our class, or watching, you went to the assembly. I mean, how great was it watching the classes compete in the battle cry? Those are the things that we're talking about that are above and beyond the academic responsibilities. We want you to be the best student you can be, but we want to also make sure that you're safe socially, emotionally, and academically. And those are all the things as a team, Ms. Caprell, Ms. Ricks, like the counselors, the other administrators. I mean, even our bus drivers care about you. Everybody's working together so that we can have success. But if you work against us, we're going to push back, so we don't want those things to happen. Bottom line is, you couldn't be in a better situation as a class of 2022. You couldn't have a better team, a better staff and faculty to help you be successful. Work together, understand the Kirkwood clap is this, not this. It's this, and we learn about being part of a team. It's a great day to be a pioneer. Head back to class. Thanks.